Welcome to Ask Ms. ERP. The topic of this video is what about a cloud strategy? Hello everyone, Ms. ERP here. This video is really just a follow-up to my previous video, what about an ERP strategy? While a cloud strategy is certainly not just for ERP systems, it is advisable to ensure that you do have both an ERP and a cloud strategy, and that they both align with your business strategy. As you might expect, each company needs to determine their own cloud strategy. Get the right stakeholders involved, with representation from both IT and the business. Ensure you set up some kind of governance, typically a steering committee for leadership direction and a working committee to do the heavy lifting. At a minimum, I suggest that you also define, and most importantly enforce, who can purchase cloud services for your company, and what basic security controls must be in place. This covers some of the people and process pieces of a cloud strategy, always more challenging than the technology component. I suspect that you already have cloud applications in use at your company, regardless of whether you have a strategy or not. This by default could be defined as a selective or opportunistic strategy, based on identifying opportunities and building your plans around that. This usually works well for niche applications and can get you started to learn and optimize as you go. Suggest you start with low-risk apps first. In other words, probably not your ERP system. You could also have a cloud-first strategy for any new functionality requirements, using the blank slate that a greenfield can provide for new systems. Make sure that this is not business-driven, not just what IT thinks would be easy or cool to implement. It is also a good way to experiment with the cloud to ensure that you have the appropriate connectivity and security in place. Before too long, you will have to consider a more transformative strategy, which would be a targeted migration of your existing systems or workloads. You may be able to just lift and shift some of your existing applications to a newer, in theory more efficient and secure platform by using infrastructure or platform-based cloud solutions. You will need to have a good inventory of applications or internal services to be able to prioritize and plan your cloud journey. Also, do not change anything just for the sake of changing it. Make sure you have the right drivers. This is particularly important for complex systems like ERPs. Make sure you have the right reasons to move to the cloud. You may also have heard about a hybrid cloud strategy, which, unless you are a brand new company, is what you are already doing. A mix of on-premise, which is really your private cloud, and external or public cloud. It is also probable that you will need to use more than one cloud provider, which is another form of hybrid cloud. This term seems to be less popular now, as companies have figured out that they will always be hybrid. To determine how aggressive your cloud strategy should be, are you clear on what the desired business outcomes are? Please do not make cost reduction one of them. See the coming soon Cloud versus On-Premise video for more thoughts on that subject. Typical drivers for your cloud strategy might include elasticity or scalability. In other words, pay for what you use. Going up is easy, down, not always so. Agility or reduced time to delivery. It is absolutely true that it is a faster time to delivery with cloud. Quick access to leading-edge tools or systems, which may change rapidly, so be careful. Simplification. Might not be so simple when you factor in all the players in the cloud world. Increased stability and availability. For the most part, this is true, but out of your hands if not. Better security and compliance. Depending on your cloud service provider, this is likely true. Reduced need for high upfront IT capital expenditures and improved transparency and consistency of IT costs. This really should be true, but it might be complicated to demonstrate. Reallocate staff to more value-add activities by reducing the need for complicated infrastructure skills and exit the data center business, while still having 7x24 support. This is generally true. Implement best practice business processes. Don't expect a magic bullet here, but a SaaS application could give you a good start. Enable remote working. In these strange days of COVID-19, this has become very important. When building your cloud strategy, vendors will be very willing to help you. This is not actually a bad idea, but watch out that they are not marketing directly to the business, the selling feature that IT does not need to be involved in cloud technology purchases. Not recommended. Please do include your IT department in conversations with cloud vendors. While not the fun stuff, your IT folks will help you with important questions around managing risks, such as data residency, backup and recovery, information privacy and security, identity and access management at a minimum. The last point I will make about your cloud strategy applies to any strategy. Do you have top-level support? Without an influential, active champion in your executive leadership, your strategy is unlikely to be successful. This concludes the What About a Cloud Strategy topic. I have a number of ideas for topics for Ask Ms. ERP, but I am also hoping that you will post questions that perhaps I can help answer. There is a link on askmserp.com to email me to ask questions or suggest topics for future videos. Thanks, and see you on the next video.